Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today in Drummond Island. We came here in the last episode. Today we've got the Scout 800 and a large service Scout trailer as well. We're going to try and do some exploring today, unlock some Watchtowers, fix the International Transtar 4070A from the last episode as well, and just try and find out what we've got to do to get the container that we failed miserably in the last episode to the port. If you haven't seen the last episode and our failure, go back and have a look. It wasn't a fun time. But today, I'm happier, we're good. So, we're going to try and see what else we can find here. I thought bringing the Scout trailer would help, because that way we can fix the Transtar. It's then useful again whilst here. We badly damaged the engine with water damage, so we needed it. We are already finding the main track that the map shows to use. Is making us come unstuck a little bit. It did last time as well. In the Transtar, we got caught out here a little bit as well. I think we went to the edge actually last time. That might be the way to go here with the Scout. The Scout doesn't really struggle normally with this, but we are struggling a little bit here. We have got a trailer on board though as well, so that's going to hold the Scout back. But this is a good test of the Scout. I don't think we've really used a trailer for that kind of distance before. I know we've moved the fuel trailer on Island Lake, but we haven't really taken any distance using the Scout as a tow vehicle. So be interested to see how it copes with this, to be fair. Once we pass this mud though, as we found in the last episode, this is fairly simple, this track. The main thing is just get past this mud to start with. So the Watchtower, the first one we're going to go to, is actually not far from where we are. So we're going to drop off the trailer and then we're going to head there. There we go. Drop off now. There we go. There's no point taking the trailer to just go and get a Watchtower, because just in case we can't turn around or the space is a bit tight. So let's head and see what this Watchtower is going to show. It doesn't seem to be too far away. There it is. It's sitting in the distance. And if you don't know and you haven't seen us do any exploring before, the Scout 800, we've got two Scout vehicles. This one, and we've also got the Chevrolet. I prefer the Scout personally. Oh, don't do it now. So, a couple episodes ago, we started a game. How many rolls of the Scout 800 can we do in an episode? We're up to one already. So, have your guess and let me know what you think. But so far, we're on number one. The Scout 800, although I love the vehicle, I think it's a brilliant Scout vehicle. It rolls so easily. It's like it enjoys it. And some of it is my driving. I openly admit, you know, I push the Scout quite heavily. But yeah, frustrating. Annoying. Come on. Let's get her somewhere. There it is. Okay. I was thinking for a minute we'd have to go back and get the Transtar to get us over, but I think we might be alright here. But yeah. First roll. What was I saying? I can't remember now. I lost track. I was rolling the thing. Okay. Can we get ourselves righted? Otherwise the Transtar's going to have to come and help. Don't really want to do that. Come on. Just onto your wheels. Onto your wheels. There we go. Right, back in business. Right, let's unlock the Watchtower and see what good it's got for us. Okay, so we've got an upgrade location and a tourist attraction, which is a mission. So, upgrade's right near where we are. So I think we're heading there first. Tourist attraction, log station, just above it. There we go. So we'll go and grab this upgrade, then we'll head to the log station. I think there's another mission there to pick up as well. I don't think we've got that one yet. So we've got a couple of missions there to pick up. But upgrade first. Always nice to find an upgrade really quickly. Let's find out what this is. There we go. It is an off-road gearbox. Okay, interesting. Wow. Okay, that can fit a lot of vehicles, including our Fleet Star, our Kodiak is there, the Transtar, the GMC. Wow, okay. Off-road gearbox, lots of vehicles. Whether it's going to be good enough to use in our vehicles, I don't know, to be fair. Wow, that is a long list of vehicles. So it seems to be a generic off-road gearbox by the looks of things. Whether we use it or not, I'm not sure. We haven't recovered vehicles in ages because there's no point. We'll either be busy than keep recovering and driving all the way from Smithfield Dam to Island Lake, or now Drummond Island as well. So we'll have a look at that once we get a vehicle back that can have it in one of our garages, but there's no rush. Be interesting to see if an off-road gearbox would help us or not though. I don't really have an issue with gearboxes. Tyres and engines are the two things really I think are important, but maybe the gearbox might be. We'll see. Okay, so log station is next. We just need to pick up our trailer first once we get out of this mud and water. It's always nice though to get an upgrade early. We need to have a look to see how many upgrades are left at some point over the whole of mission, because I think we've got most of them now. There may be a few show up in Drummond Island that we need to grab, but we shouldn't be far off grabbing them all. But we'll have a look at that another time. It's not something I'm focused on at the minute. Focusing more on trying to make sure we don't go past more than one roll today with the Scout 800. Hoping, planning, trying. Okay, let's hook back up to our service trailer, and we'll bring this closer to where the International Transtar is. Be good to get it fixed. As I say, I could just leave it here, but I could recover it in fact. But if there's a way of making it useful, then we may as well make it useful. You never know. There's missions here we probably can use it for. So yeah, I think it's better than recovering it. It is, I think, a very long drive from Smithfield Dam to here, passing through Island Lake. Although actually, saying that, there is another entrance. Thinking about that. We'll go to that in a second. So we're going to head towards the log station. We've got a mission there, lost delivery, to pick up, and the tourist attraction, which we just noticed after the Watchtower. So we'll head across there, grab both of those. Yeah, seems to be fairly simple. And then from there we're heading towards the International Transtar, which is over by the bridge. It's over that way. Okay, perfect. So I've just had a thought that Smithfield Dam has a tunnel right at the top of the map by the warehouse that goes to Drummond Island. So there'll be another entrance here. So actually, recovering a vehicle and driving it is still a distance to drive. The garage is at the south of the north of the map, and I think that's where you have it orientated. But it's at one end, and I think the entrance to get here, and I don't know where you come out in this map currently, but it is up a big winding mountain near the warehouse. So it's not an easy journey on its own. So maybe we could utilise that though if we need trailers, because there is a trailer store the other side, right near the entrance point. That's something to think about, actually. Good point. And a refuelling as well as there. Lost delivery though, we've just picked up. That's another mission that we can now add to our list. Let's find out what this involves. So it involves finding 3 special cargo and delivering them to the cargo storage at the log station. Okay. So they're around. We need a crane, which we currently haven't got in any vehicle. So it may be a case we have to recover the Fleet Star, maybe. And we could put a crane on that, and then that goes and picks them 3 up. That might be a way forward. The Fleet Star is pretty good at things like that, to be fair. So that may be something we have to do, which means recovering the Fleet Star from Island Lake, and then driving through Smithfield Dam, depending where it comes up here. But anyway, tourist attraction. Another mission picked up. Let's have a look. I'm not worried about these things now. We're just picking these up as we go. Oh. So, tourist attraction means we need to go and explore Odyssey Island. Odyssey Island, for those that have seen the last episode, was actually where we ended up in the International Transtar when we had to turn around before we messed up massively with the trailer. So we've been there. As you can see, it's actually opened up. You can see on the map it's not greyed, blacked over. The fog of war, as it's called, that isn't around. So we've been there, we've done that, but obviously the mission we hadn't picked up at that point, so it doesn't count. So that's something we're going to need to look at again. Okay, I think we can actually get across here. Rather than go all the way around the log station again, we should be able to pass through these trees. I know we've got a trailer on the back. It's not much wider than the Scout 800 though. I'm hoping to skirt around the trees a little bit. Save us a little bit of distance. There we go. Don't roll now. Okay, we're okay. I thought for a second we was going to get roll number 2. So we're going to head along this way towards the bridge. The International Transtar is just there. We'll fix that up, and then we'll keep heading east to see what else there is afterwards. But yeah, got to get the International Transtar fixed. I'm trying to avoid this puddle as well here. That looks quite deep, mud, water. And although we know the Scout can deal with some horrendous conditions, I'm not sure about what it's going to be like putting a trailer. So if we're going to avoid somewhere, we'll avoid somewhere, I think. Come on, trailer. Come on. Don't get caught up. Does seem to be doing a good job with the trailer so far. Like, it is pulling it pretty well. Obviously, there's a bit of speed differential. It's slowing us down, but it's not made the Scout 800 any stabler. But it is actually doing okay pulling it. It's a shame it's not stable. It would be better if it was. But yeah, currently, if you're wondering how many rolls we've won so far, every time we use the Scout now, that's going to be the going thing, I think. How many rolls do we have in this episode? Right, not far to go. The International Transtar we should be seeing at any minute, I think. This left-hand turn is where the trailer is still currently stuck, down there. And the Transtar is just there, after it fixed the bridge at the end of the last episode. So, we need to get these next to each other, I think. And then fix it that way. I think that's the way to do it. How are we doing this? I don't really know where to turn around. And I'm kind of blocking the route as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have to reverse the Scout up a bit, or backwards. And then hopefully get the Transtar to do the same. The only difference is these trailers on the back of both of these are only connected via the back. And that means turning them can be really tricky. Whereas if you've got a saddle trailer on, they're really simple to turn. I say they're simple. They're not simple. They're not easy, but they're easier, I find, than these kind of connections. These ones really frustrate me. When you try and reverse and try and do a direction, they can get really frustrating. Whereas a saddle trailer, you just need to be a bit slower and make sure you're turning the right way. And it seems to work okay. But with these, it can be really, really fiddly. That's what I find anyway. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you find these trailers really easy to manoeuvre? Or do you find them really difficult like I do? And we are now finding it difficult. Right. Can I pull it via anything else? Yes. I'm just thinking if we can get this attached to the trailer, it will go in the right direction kind of thing is what I'm thinking. I need to get past this rocks really first. Though actually, that's not too bad. Keep going. Keep going. But I think the Transtar is in really poor condition. Look at the engine. The worst we've had anything damaged on a vehicle, but that's the worst, I think. Nearly there. It's so nearly there. Just trying to get off the road as well, more than anything else, just so we don't have any issues with it. We need to go elsewhere, but come on, can we connect it to something? Put it back for us. Why do trees collapse so easily? Probably should have picked a better tree, to be fair. What have we got? I'll do. Pull it. Oh, not you as well. Seriously. It's so nearly there. Nearly off the road enough. As I say, at some point, I said this in the last bit as well, at some point, when we finished every mission, every contest, and whether we do it on an episode or not, probably not in an episode, I think it would be really boring. But our plan is to get every trailer we've left lying around and sell them all before we move on to the next map. We'd rather finish Michigan first. But yeah, I probably won't do an episode for doing that. I don't see the point, as you guys want to see us go around all the different maps, grabbing all the random trailers and selling them. We'll try and we do need to sell some as we go as well, I think. But yeah, let me know. Do you want to see that, or do you want me to just to do it? Because obviously I don't want to waste the money by leaving them and deleting them or whatever. I'd rather have the money for sending them back. Alright, this trailer is near enough there, I think. Yeah, I'm fed up trying to move this trailer. So let's go and get the Transtar fixed. As I say, I'm not a fan of the little trailers. We've found a few vehicles that Fleet Star struggle pulling them. So that's kind of why I've not really enjoyed using them, to be fair. As well as reversing's a nightmare. So, we'll start with refueling. Obviously, we're nearly out of fuel for the Transtar. There we go. Large service Scout trailer's now empty of fuel. We need to switch, I think. Yeah. And then we should be able to fix him now. Yeah. And yep, International Transtar. Engine suspension. Job done. The Transtar is back in action. Get in. Okay. Very good decision, I think, to bring the trailer with us. But this job is done. We'll have to take that back at some point. But we might as well continue on today. I'm thinking we head to Odyssey Island, but we don't go the way we went with the International Transtar when we got stuck. Because there is a trailer still on that slope. We go the opposite way. The other side of the island, essentially. and get that job done. It's a fairly simple job, isn't it? That's the thing. So it should be very simple to get across, hopefully. Compared to the Transtars, are like heavier, lighter Scout 800. I don't think it should be too bad, to be fair. Just annoying that we didn't have the job previously, because we would have done it in the last episode, because we were there turning around. Yeah, so it's one of those things though, you know, we can't change it now. So across the brand new bridge that we built in the last episode, or at least delivered the materials for building. We didn't actually build it, we just delivered materials. Someone else does it. Okay. Oh, a bit muddy here. That's a bit of a slope with a bit of mud there. That's going to be tricky for some vehicles to use, I think. Well, we've got a few roads going off here. Again, none of this is really open to us. We don't really know what's here. So, there's a couple of roads that go off that we have to explore, I think. But let's focus on Odyssey Island first. Let's cross there. Well, this does not look fun. There is a road here, or a track. I can't really call it a road, can I? Okay, I'm glad we didn't bring the Transtar to do this, because I think we would have struggled. It may have actually shot across, happy days, but yeah, we'll do it in the Scout. It's easier and more nimble. There is a chance that we get roll number 2 though. That's the only downside. We'll hope, fingers crossed it doesn't happen. I can't have my fingers crossed and drive though, annoyingly. It won't work. Okay, slowly making it across. I wouldn't say we're struggling. It's just there is water, there is really deep wet mud. It's going to be a bit of a slow task to get across, but we're nearly there. We are moving forward. Probably should have put it in low gear, to be fair, but there we go. We live in low. Come on, near there. There's no point now. We're just about there, aren't we? Right, let's explore Odyssey Island and get this job done as well then. Should be nice and simple. Let's have a look. There we go. Task complete. Tourist attraction is done. Odyssey Island is explored. Perfect. Okay, so where are we heading next? Let's have a look. There's another watchtower down there. Hang on, what's that? That looks like a fuel trailer. Mainly because it looks like the one similar to what we saw in Island Lake. And that's a fuel trailer. Up on the hill. Okay, we might have fuel here, which is good. We can always... We did put some fuel back in the Scout, so we do need to top up our fuel on the top rack, to be fair. But, yeah. Interesting if that is a fuel trailer. Extremely helpful. It's always handy to know. You know, there's no fuel station on Island Lake, so we've had fuel trailers that we've found around the place, and that's brilliant. We can move, and we have manoeuvred them. Scout fuel trailer, for example, we manoeuvred that, didn't we, to the edge of the road. So if it is just a vehicle with fuel, then brilliant. At least we can manoeuvre it, we can move it, we can use it. If there's no fuel station on Island Lake, there's a chance there's going to be none here either. I'd rather have a fuel station because it makes life easy, but we can't change it. Whatever it is, it is. Right, we are struggling a little bit to get across this. Easier to go across the other direction, I think. Coming back seems to be a bit more difficult. We're still struggling. Come on. Up the hill. There we go. Fleet Star never really loses against mud. That's something I've noticed. Obviously tyres and stuff make a big difference. And we have done some upgrades on it as well. So that does make a difference as well. Right. Let's come find out. That is a fuel trailer. Fantastic. And that's a fuel station. I've got to lose my excitement when we get stuck in this mud. But yeah, that's a fuel station. That makes a big difference, I think. That's going to make Drummond Island a little bit easier. I'm not saying fully easier because we don't know what else is to come. Definitely a little bit easier. So we can refuel here. There we go. And we should be able to refuel the rack. We can indeed. And that is also a fuel trailer we can take with us and move somewhere else if we want to. Ah, interesting. I don't know how useful that would be. It depends how far we've got to go in different things, how many areas there are in Drummond Island to explore and find and deliver stuff to. But to help with that, let's head to the second watchtower, which is down here. Seems to be a double bridge there as well. So we should be able to nip across, I think. Doesn't seem to be a normal track going to that watchtower, so we might have to nip across the bridges. Should be fairly simple, hopefully. I say that, and I was probably jinxing myself by saying it's probably really simple, because it's probably not going to be, but fingers crossed it is. Right. That's the thing. I was really happy in the last episode when we was going and moving and doing what we needed to do, and yeah, it ended badly. I do not want this episode to end badly either. I want us to be a successful episode. Yes, we completed a task in the last one at the end. We're fixing the bridge, but I want a successful episode. I want to set out and do what we intended to do. Okay, so it's a left turn here. So that we check where we're going, really. Can be a bit awkward to see. Tunnel is to the right. I couldn't see what the bottom board said there. We should be coming across two bridges. Two double bridges, quite small by the looks of things. Once we get out of the mud. Got to try and stay off the road a little bit, I think. The road is the issue. It can be quite muddy, so if we stay on the edge kind of thing, we're generally safe. Okay. Just been a bit more careful going downhill a little bit here, because we know how happy the Scout 800 is to roll. Okay, we can see the bridges on the map, and there they are. There's bridge number 1 and bridge number 2 is just to the left. So if we skip across here, we should be able to grab this. Gotta be careful. Try not to get roll number 2. Keep with 1 at the minute. Do not want number 2. Oh, nearly. That was nearly number 2. Okay, Watchtower discovered. Objective discovered of bridges and men. Okay. No upgrades though. Just one task showing up on that, by the way. We can see the crate we've got to pick up for that other mission we saw earlier. I would hazard a guess that mission, we haven't picked it up, we've just got a location to pick it up now, which is to the east still. I'm guessing that's a bridge. Just a pure guess. It seems to be a bridge, looking the way it's positioned. Okay. So, our plan now is... How long are we into the episode? Well, getting there. Got to keep an eye on time. I'm trying to be very cautious of timing for these episodes. 20 minutes, half an hour. Unless it's a big delivery, then it's different. But, general stuff like this. So, let's head over there. There is a trailer there. And that's also where the mission pickup point is for this of Bridges and Men, I think it was called. So, we'll try and head across there. Grab the mission properly, because until we do... won't allow us to do it. Just finding the mission location isn't enough to give us the mission itself. For those that haven't played SnowRunner, you actually have to go to where the mission point is, but the tower can tell you where that is. But just because you pick a mission up from somewhere doesn't mean the mission is actually there itself. As that one states, we picked the mission up from that east place, but the mission is further northwest. I just thought I'd explain that in case people haven't played themselves, to be fair. Okay, got to be careful. I do not want roll number 2. We need to get back across these bridges, really. I think that's my best bet. Trying to go across this middle bit of grassland, but I'm not sure. Come on, Scout. Do not roll the second time. We need to try and see if we can get an episode with the Scout where we don't roll at all. That would be a really good one. No rolling from the Scout. Perfectly done. I don't think we've managed it. I think every episode we use the Scout, we've rolled it at least once. I think. I could be completely wrong. But I think we have. That's how many rolls we generally do with the Scout. It's just because it's so top heavy. That's the problem. With the rack on there as well, especially. I don't know if taking it off will make it a bit more stable, maybe. But, I don't know. We need it for the fuel anyway. This thing does drink fuel. That's the difference between this and the Chevrolet Scout vehicle we have. This one's fuel consumption. It's a lot worse than the Chevrolet. But it can carry fuel and service stuff. Whereas I think we still need another level or 2 before we can do it on the Chevrolet, but I haven't checked in a while. We might be high enough now to get a rack on it, I don't know. But we found a location, there we go, that's the trailer we saw. And that's on the mission location. So is that for the mission then, I wonder? Sideboard trade discovered. Let's see what the mission entails. Of Bridges and Men. That trailer could be exactly what we need for this mission. Let's have a look. No, I'm wrong. It's 2 times wooden planks to the island bridge. So we can grab them from the log station. There is a trailer near the entrance of Island Lake to Drummond Island as well. That's got 2 lots of wooden planks in. So I was right. It was a bridge, but the trailer here isn't for that by the looks of things, because that's got. I think that's got concrete slabs, I would say. So we're going to head north. There's a roadway here. It's one-way road. It doesn't seem to loop round. And there's a building there. So fingers crossed, upgrade is my first thought. Maybe mission. But yeah, when there's a building on its own and there's a road leading to it, it's either something you've got delivered to at some point, or there's something there. It could be anything. It could be mission, it could be upgrade, absolutely anything. But we'll only know by getting there. But yeah, it could also just be a delivery location later. We found plenty of those in Island Lake where you can't interact with anything near the houses. There's not many houses there, to be fair, but someone you can't interact with, so there's no mission or anything. It is a case of they could be a delivery point, essentially. Okay, we've got to cross the water here. I didn't think it was that deep, but actually, it's not the easiest water to cross. I think this would be fairly simple looking at it on the map, but yeah, no, this is worse than I expected. So I'm hoping there's not a delivery job here, because that could be tricky. If there is, we'll have to pay for the extra long winches or something, I think. I know you can add them onto vehicles, some vehicles, not all. And whether it's worth it, I don't know, to be fair. The only vehicle with the autonomous winch so far, I think, is the Scout 800. I don't think we put it on the Chevrolet. So, yeah, that's something to weigh up as well, to be fair. Maybe we get the extra winches on all of them, potentially. We'll see. Okay. Keep following this round. There we go. What? New truck? New truck? We just gained a brand new truck. We just gained the Pacific P16. And here it is in all its glory. Wow, okay. No, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a mission or an upgrade, to be fair. Instead, we come away with a brand new truck to join our fleet. It sounds rough. It sounds a bit old. A bit worn, maybe. Good condition according to the numbers, though. The back's interesting. That's a different back, isn't it? We've not seen that kind of back before. The circular one. Be interesting to see what backs we can have on it. Or trailers and things. I don't think that counts as a saddle. It may do. I don't know, really. Okay, something to ponder anyway. So I want to finish off today by doing something a little bit more. We've got a couple of more minutes to try and get something else done. So let's send the Scout down here. We're going to up to this new bit we've not been to yet. So what's the chances of where that building is having another truck for us to take? What's the chances? Upgrade maybe. I don't think we're going to be in with another truck. I think P16 seems to be the only one we've found so far, but there's a chance. There's always a chance it's something good. I shouldn't really get my hopes up just in case it's not, but I can't believe we've got a brand new vehicle. I wasn't expecting that, to be fair. I thought we had all the vehicles we were going to get for the time being. For those who don't know as well, the original plan, and it still is the plan. I've been warned off it a few times by people, and people say, oh, there's going to be an issue because of this. But my plan is to only take one Scout and one truck across to the next map, which is Alaska, until we find another Scout and a truck. And when we see if I find a Scout, we send whatever Scout we take home, back to Island Lake, or Smithfield Dam, or Black River. And until when we find a truck, we'll do the same thing with the truck we brought over. But I have been warned there's not always a vehicle on every map, which we've seen ourselves. But I'm hoping on the start of that map there will be. We'll see. But I'm not too sure what vehicles we're going to take. Obviously the Scout is between the Scout 800 and the Chevrolet. Main trucks, obviously I think the P16 must have a shout. It looks powerful. So I do think that's got a chance of going as well. And what else can we go, to be fair? I'm not sure. Fleet Star would be okay because it's got the all-wheel drive, whereas the others don't have that. We know the GMC's better now. It's got mud tyres on, or decent tyres anyway. Yeah, P16. The Transtar, possibly. Twin steer, maybe. Depends how tight the turnings are. Because that's the issue with the twin steer. It's so long and fixed back. If you haven't seen it, you have to go back and watch a couple of videos ago when we used it. But it's got a fixed back, and because of that, turning with it can be tricky. So do we want that in Alaska when it's going to be snowy and icy? I'm not sure. I'm probably thinking about it too early on. But I do want to kind of, when we finish Michigan, I want to name like our favourite Scout vehicle, our favourite truck. So they're the ones that go. Whether we take a light truck and a heavy truck, because there is a slight difference in trucks. You've got the heavy trucks and the light trucks. Fleet Star is a light one. The Transtar I think is a heavy, if I remember correctly. you know, maybe balance it up that way. As I say, there's an issue. There might be a case we don't get any vehicles in the first map. But yeah, that's the eventual plan. Obviously, if we find a duplicate vehicle there, that's fine. We can keep it in Alaska. That's always something as well. Whereas we found a duplicate vehicle in Smithfield Dam, the Chevrolet scout vehicle, and we got rid of it. We sold it. We won't be doing that. Anyway, back to this. I'm focused on what I'm doing now. We're here. So we've got an objective, a race with the rain, I think that was. That's a contest. We're going to do trailer. It's a scout flatbed. I have never seen a scout flatbed before. In the wild, anyway. Ignore the contest. Contest we'll do before we leave Michigan. We'll do all of them. But yeah, I don't think I've seen a scout trailer before. Flatbed trailer, anyway. That's new. So the scout can take a pallet of wooden planks or something, I suppose. But yeah, I'd be interested to try and use it. I think that one looks like it's got metal on it, so what's something to think about. Then obviously something we've got to do later on with that. But that is it for today. We are out of time. Massive thank you to everyone who's joined us today. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like the episode. It really does make a difference. And let me know how many rolls you thought would do with the Scout 800. The winning number is, of course, number 1. We'll see you next time.